Check 1 2.
Check 1 2. All right, special good morning to you all, to all our guests that are with us today, this morning. Karibuni sana. Please feel free to enjoy. We have some breakfast lined up for you. But most importantly, as you're coming in, please make sure you register so we can get all your amazing details so that we can be able to reach out to you when the time is right. Just do that solid favor for us. But for now, please enjoy yourselves. Great to see you all. Asante sana to all our partners that have made today possible. Thank you very much, PDM, for making this amazing morning possible. And of course, all our other partners that are here with us, I'll be mentioning them as we proceed on. Karibuni sana, bon appetit. I can see most of us are already enjoying ourselves. Anybody that's outside that's still trying to find out, is this breakfast for me? Please feel free to go ahead and enjoy your breakfast. See you all in just a little bit. Karibuni sana. Today will literally change the game. See you all in just a little bit. Asante.
Most dangerous person in the room. One habit changed everything. I replaced social media with micro-learning. Now, instead of wasting time on social media, I spend 15 minutes a day actually learning how to use AI for writing, planning, brainstorming, the real work. That's it, just one skill a day. This is the 28-day AI challenge built for beginners over 40. Starts tomorrow. Tap the screen to join us and try the one habit that really makes you unstoppable.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for being with us this morning. Just anticipating the arrival of our chief guest at any time now, then we should be able to start. But for anybody else that has not just had breakfast, I feel most of us have already done. Please feel free to have and enjoy your breakfast. Our bathrooms are located once you exit this door. Just turn hard left and turn left again. You should be able to access bathrooms for your convenience. Ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana. Thank you very much for choosing to celebrate this morning with us. We will be starting shortly. So once our chief guest arrives, we will immediately kickstart this event, and I promise we'll keep it as short and sweet as possible. Karibuni sana yet again. Bon appetit, and see you all in just a little bit. Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, now I know there's a few spaces that are left for a few of our guests. So please, if you have your bag, if you have your books on a seat that is not quite taken, please work with our ushers, because I know a few of us are still trying to find some sitting space as we officially anticipate to welcome our chief guest, who's going to be walking in any time now. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please, just in case you have your bag, your notebooks, or something that looks like somebody else is sitting on that seat, and ideally nobody else is there, please feel free just to help us free that space so that we can be able to, of course, kickstart this program. Anytime now, we will be welcoming our chief guest, and this is the order of protocol. Once our chief guest walks in, we will be able to go straight into the national anthem and the East African anthem, and then after that, we'll enjoy ourselves this morning. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're still having your breakfast, please enjoy yourself. Bon appetit. But we will be starting any time now. Asanteni sana. Thank you. right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to please welcome our chief guest this amazing morning. Please, a round of applause as we welcome the Principal Secretary, State Department of Tourism, Mr. John Ololtua. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as he sits down, Mr. P.S. Bonapies, I request all of us to kindly be up on our feet as we take the national anthem of the Republic of Kenya. Distinguished guests, ningeomba tuweze kusimama ili tuweze kuimba wimbo wa taifa. PS ningeomba tuweze kusimama tafadhali ili tuweze kuimba wimbo wa taifa. We'll take the national anthem of the Republic of Kenya. Then immediately after that we will have our East African anthem. Thank you. East African anthem. The East African anthem, guys.
Tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you may have your seats. Asanteni sana. I can see my of Tourism, Mr. John Ololtua, the Director General, KWS, Dr. Erastus Kanga, the Director Cultural Diplomacy, Diana Kiambuthi, the CEO's Ministry officials present this amazing morning. From PDM, we have Natasha Mutai. Also want to recognize the presence of Kia Wakesho from Traverze. Thank you so much. I also want to recognize the CEO and founder of Tour Safaris, Madam Lucy Kimanzi. Friends, families, ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues from the media, good morning. No, we've had breakfast, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Let's do something that we rarely get to do. It's the first day of a brand new month. Please turn to somebody next to you and tell them, Happy New Month. Tell them we made it. It's December, guys. We are literally 24 days to Christmas, right? So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for yourself. We are just about to enter the best part of the year. Beautiful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is special. And I want to keep this program as short and sweet as possible because it's December. Everything is in a rush right now, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is special because two amazing people are coming together to bring a third amazing product into the market. And I'm really excited about it because we're just about to hear about it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my first speaker this amazing morning, the first time I heard about her, I will tell you what it was all about. But ladies and gentlemen, just to set context and of course give us a lowdown of why they were so passionate about this brand new venture, which is Journey Back to Eden. Please let's welcome from PDM, Natasha Mutai, just to lay ground for us this amazing morning. Please a round of applause for Natasha Mutai. Makofi kwake tafadhali. Yes, please. So we can put on this one.
Thank you, Lotan. Chief guest, Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Honorable Rebecca Miano, EGH, represented by the Principal Secretary for Tourism, Honorable John Ololtua, the Director General KWS, Dr. Professor Erastus Kanga, Director Cultural Diplomacy, Diana Kiambuthi. CEOs of key government institutions, Chief Executive Officers, Traverse Culture and Tour Safaris, Ms. Kea Wakesho Simmons and Ms. Lucy Kimanzi, diaspora representatives and partners and media, representatives of our Aga Khan Development Network family, that's Serena, DTB, Aga Khan Hospital and Aga Khan Schools, and I don't know if Nation Media is here. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am Natasha Mutai, the Group CEO of PDM Holdings, and it's my honor on behalf of the PDM Group Chairman, Galib Haji, who sends his greetings and unfortunately was not able to make it, on behalf of the Chairman, the Group Chairman, the Board and staff, to welcome you all to this landmark moment, the official launch of Journey Back to Eden, a program that represents reconnection, renewed possibility, and a new chapter of Africa diaspora collaboration. Established in 1963, PDM is an East African real estate developer and service provider. We deliver comprehensive end-to-end solutions covering every stage of the property life cycle. PDM is ISO certified, and our team provides data-driven insights and tailored strategies to optimize client returns. As an affiliate of the Aga Khan Development Network, an international organization focused on enhancing living conditions and opportunities in diverse sectors worldwide, we emphasize our commitment to ethical, sustainable development and social responsibility in all our projects. With over 60 years of experience, PDM is renowned for its initiative and integrated solutions in building and managing iconic properties in Kenya. Significant achievements include Nairobi's first high-rise, the IPAS building in the CBD, the iconic Nation Center, which hosts the Nation Media Group. Additionally, we developed the courtyard on General Mathenge Drive in Westlands, which received the Architectural Association of Kenya's award, Best Commercial Building, and Vienna Court, which was ranked the best office development by the Africa Property Awards, and was also the first office building in East Africa to obtain LEED Gold certification. Today marks a strategic milestone for PDM as we step forward as the core anchor partner for all real estate relocation and settlement services within the JBE ecosystem. Our entry into this partnership is grounded in our conviction that home is not just a place, but also a promise of belonging and stability, and most importantly, of a promise of opportunity. Through our 360-degree comprehensive real estate solutions, PDM will support diaspora families and investors across real estate advisory and acquisition, sustainable property investment, development, and management. We're honored to walk this journey with every participant of JBE now and into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, the global diaspora is searching for authentic reconnection and safe and credible pathways to return, invest, and build. JBE offers exactly that, an immersive structured program that demystifies relocation and investment. PDM strengthens this mission by bringing credibility with our decades of trusted and proven real estate experience. Additionally, we shall leverage our numerous institutional partnerships, including those within the Aga Khan Development Network, to support medical, educational, financial, and social integration. This collaboration within AKDN is not accidental. It is strategic, as the JBE initiative touches on medical tourism, educational pathways, housing, wellness, banking, alongside other soft landing services. AKDN's ecosystem intersects with each of these needs, providing unmatched global standard service, safety, and continuity for families making these courageous and life-changing decisions. This ecosystem is what makes JBE world-class and gives PDM the structure to deliver a seamless relocation experience. In summary, this partnership, therefore, introduces a new and safe landing platform for African Americans and diaspora communities seeking a new beginning, a new place to call home. It allows us to transform individual journeys into a collective and exciting story of return. As we all know, those of us who are Kenyan and those who have adopted Kenya as their forever homes, Kenya is not just a destination. It is a place to put down roots, a home of opportunity, stability, culture, and connection. I want to sincerely thank Traverze Culture and Tour Safaris for the vision that has brought JBE to fruition, and our Kenyan government ministries for championing Kenya's global repositioning in this regard. In closing, let me reassure our brothers and sisters from the diaspora of PDM's commitment to ensure your journey here is dignified, informed, and fully supported. A big thank you also to our AKDN family for your joint support in this endeavor. At PDM, we believe Africa's future is global, and together we can build opportunities and bridges that bring our people home. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause one more time for Natasha Mutai. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proceeding on quite well. Now, this next person I want to call up on stage, I'm going to give you a background story. So, the first time she showed up on my Instagram, that's where I hang out a lot, by the way, she said something that I think almost broke the internet. She said, and she was about to serve some food, and she put out a video, and she said, if you are undergoing or going through chemotherapy, you should have the opportunity to still travel. And it blew my mind. And she spoke about how important it is for, as you're going or undergoing or going through this probably very stressful part of your life, it is imperative that you still have an opportunity to enjoy and experience this beautiful nation of Kenya. Now, ladies and gentlemen, she is the CEO of Traverze. Please, I want us to put our hands together for a lady that is putting smiles on thousands and thousands of people all across the globe. Recently, she relocated an amazing family, I think to Malindi, got them their first car and everything. Please put your hands together as we welcome Kia Wakesho as she comes up on stage. Please, makofi kwake tafadhali. I think she deserves a better round of applause. Please put your hands together for her. Yes, you can scream and shout as Kia comes on up.
I'm a little short, so let's get this right. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Habari yako? Yes, I know a little Swahili. Before we proceed, kindly allow me to observe the official protocol. We're honored to be joined here this morning by the Cabinet of Secretary and Wildlife, Anna Rebecca. I'm going to mention the first names because I'm going to mess up the last name, so I don't want to do that on camera. The Principal Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Korori, but y'all just bear with me. The Principal Secretary of Tourism, Honorable John. We also want to acknowledge the presence of the CEO and senior officials from key government agencies, including KTB, Kininvest, representatives from the Kenyan Tourism Board, leaders from the sector, our key sponsor, PDM, thank you, our developers, partners, membership of the media, and all of our distinguished guests. Asanteni Sana. Your presence underscores the significance of this moment for Kenya and for the global African diaspora. To the government of Kenya, thank you for the partnership, your support, and your leadership. Your endorsement affirms something truly historical. Kenya is ready to welcome the African diaspora in a way the world has never seen before. Who am I? Well, my name is Kia Wakesho Simmons. I'm the CEO and founder of Traverse Culture and Traverse Culture Africa that's locally registered here in Kenya. I come from Charleston, South Carolina, from the Gullah Geechee people, one of the few communities in the United States that has preserved African language, food, rhythm, spirituality, and memory. My ancestors survived the Middle Passage. They survived slavery. They survived isolation and cultural deletion. And as a Gullah Geechee woman, I stand here today as a survivor of a lineage that held onto Africa when the world tried to take Africa away from us. This moment is not just professional. It is deeply personal, spiritual, and generational. Now about my name, Wakesho, I know y'all wondering. I was named Wakesho by the Taita community. But then I did my DNA, my family, we did our DNA, and we came back 27.7% Lua. Right? So technically my name is Wakesho Akini. Yes. So now I tell people I'm African American born, Kenyan name, Lua by DNA, Taita by adoption, and fully East African by heart. My journey to Kenya. I first came to Kenya 14 years ago. This country has been calling me home ever since. Over the past 7 years, Traverse Culture has supported more than over 300 African Americans and members of the global diaspora through tourism, relocation integration, business development, and now medical tourism inbound from the US. We did not just build a travel agency. We built a bridge, reconnecting the diaspora to Kenya. But before I get into the future, I must pay tribute to those who paved the way before me. I am not the first. I am not the last. I stand on shoulders of ancestors and those leaders who have carried this mission far before me. Groups like Still We Rise have strengthened ties between Kenya and African Americans through cultural exchange, government dialogue, policy participation, and Pan-African solidarity. Their work reminds us this movement did not start today. Today we continue the legacy together. Thank you. Who are we as Traverse Culture? Traverse Culture is the first African American founded company to create a complete structured pathway connecting the diaspora to Kenya through tourism, relocation, medical access, investment, and cultural reintegration. We stand between two continents and bring them together with intentions, dignity, and strength. Today, we launch something historical, the Journey Back to Eden Kenyan Initiative, a diaspora initiative that begins with tourism, but is designed to evolve into investment, relocation, medical access, culture restoration, and long-term economic partnership. Tourism is the doorway. Wealth building is the destination. Belonging is the bridge between the two. This is evolution of tourism. Tourism that becomes generational wealth. The Journey Back to Eden moves the diaspora from a visitor to a partner to nation building. These are some of the things that we will help the diaspora with through the Journey Back to Eden, tourism and cultural immersion. Because before anyone relocates or invests, they must first experience Kenya, its beauty, its wildlife, the culture, the food, and its beautiful people. Relocation and integration. For those ready for more, we guide their transition: school, housing, healthcare, transportation, immigration, and community. Business and investment opportunities. We connect the diaspora capital to Kenya's fastest growing sectors: tech, real estate, agriculture, SMEs, manufacturing, hospitality, and more. And my favorite, medical tourism and wellness. Kenya's healthcare system is world class. We will be able to offer IVF, dental care, preventative care, and specialized treatment. No one has ever done that before. Cultural restoration. Because reconnection is not symbolic, it is healing, it is identity, it is belonging, it is a homecoming. This is tourism that expands, evolves, and become an economical transformation. The African American alone control 1.6 trillion in annual spending power. The global African diaspora holds hundreds of billions more. When that spending starts with tourism, then flows into real estate, healthcare, long-term rentals, education, SME growth, innovation, manufacturing, and construction, it creates dual economic engine. We haven't seen that. Plus, tourism revenue, long-term national development. This is how Kenya wins. This is how the diaspora win. This is how Africa rises. Let me give you a little bit about the history where I got the idea from, because, I didn't start this process. But to articulate this moment, we are launching the Journey Back to Eden in the U.S. The tour will be February 2026, an historical initiative that will bring Kenya to the United States like it's never seen before. We will showcase, oh yes, please. Thank you. We will showcase all major sectors of Kenya: tourism, real estate, healthcare, investment, business, cultural, agriculture, SMEs, innovation, education. The tour will be held in 3 cities during Black History Month: in Atlanta, Georgia, the DMV, Washington, D.C., and Houston, Texas. Our purpose is clear: rapid conversion, rapid commitments, rapid pathway to relocation, investment, and medical tourism. This is Kenya being brought directly to the diaspora, so the diaspora can walk directly into their future. Why is this historical? We honor Ghana's year return. They shifted global consciousness. But Kenya is doing something unprecedented: a structured, formal, private sector-led, government-aligned pathway connecting tourism to investment to relocation to legacy. No country has done this with this level of clarity, detail, and long-term vision. Kenya is just not inviting the diaspora to visit. Kenya is inviting us to build, to invest, to heal, to belong. Let me emphasize, the Journey Back to Eden Kenya initiative is a private sector initiative led by Traverse Culture and Tour Safaris, supported by PDM Group. In collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, the Kenya Tourism Board, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Your leadership ensures that this initiative strengthens Kenya's tourism sector while creating long-term economical and cultural bridge with the diaspora. So, we thank you. We honor you. We are here and committed to advancing Kenya's national vision. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, the Journey Back to Eden initiative is more than a program. It is restoration. It is reconnection. It is generational renewal. It is the healing of historical wounds. It is the bridge back to identity, prosperity, and home. To the government of Kenya, thank you for your belief. To the private sector, thank you for your partnership. And to the Kenyan people, thank you for your warmth and your embrace. And to the global African family, Karibuni Kenya, welcome home and welcome to the Journey Back to Eden. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think she deserves a better round of applause. Please put your hands together for Kia Wakesho. Wow. She put it very powerfully, right? Absolutely. And I mean, so many talking points. I mean, the PS has stood up just to say thank you. Please a round of applause for Kia one more time, yeah? I mean, she said Kenya is not just inviting the world to come and visit, but of course to come, to invest, to build, but most importantly, to heal. Thank you very much, Kia. Please, one more time, a round of applause for Kia Wakesho. Thank you. Beautiful. Powerful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like us to move on to our next speaker this amazing morning. Please, I'd like us to please put our hands together as we welcome the Director, Cultural Diplomacy, Ambassador Diana Kiambuthi, as she comes on up on behalf of the Principal Secretary, Dr. Korir Sing'oei, this morning. Please, a round of applause for Ambassador tafadhali as she comes. Makofi kwake tafadhali. Thank you very much. Karibu sana, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Jambo and good morning. I'm here to represent PS Dr. Sing'oei Korir, who is not able to come. But allow me to first recognize PS Tourism, John Ololtua, the DG Kenya Wildlife Services, the captains, who I'm now calling the captains, as I sat there, they're captains of this industry, and that's Natasha, Kia, Nancy, and everyone else, the stakeholders in this tourism industry. I am very happy to be here. I'm not going to speak much because we have the guest, the main guest, who will come and speak. But I'll tell you that in our ministry, that is the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, we have a department called Cultural Diplomacy, which I head. That directorate actually is not very old. It's about 8 years old. And we started that department because in foreign affairs we had conventional ways of doing diplomacy for a very long time, and the approaches are, of course, political and economic in all the engagements that we've been doing. But we realized that to get things done and to get to where we wanted to be in the future as a vision, we need to employ something called cultural diplomacy. Cultural diplomacy is one of the softest powers you can think of. Many countries who have succeeded in utilizing cultural diplomacy have gone very far. And I am sure all of you, if I am not wrong, you have watched Netflix. You have heard of British Council. You have heard of Alliance Française. You have heard of the Goethe Institute. You have heard of the Confucius Institute. All these things are ways that countries are using to, or have been using, to just explore, expand, push, promote, and project their interests, their national interests. In our country, one of the main exports is tourism, as we all know. And with time, we have come to realize that we need to rebrand, we need to explore new products. And I'm happy this morning that we have a very interesting concept going back to Eden. Who wouldn't want to go back to where things were easy in the beginning? And on top of that, I think I want to say that the issue of diaspora is something that has been ongoing. Last week I was in a conference in Indonesia on cultural diplomacy. And the feelings, the emotions, the sentiments is, I saw what I've just seen with you, Akesho. And by the way, you're very Kenyan. If I met you, before you said where you come from, I didn't know. And this is the way, how softly and how slowly but sure, that cultural diplomacy works. I had a meeting again with some people from the US about 3 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. And they said, I think I should be able to get you linked up, because what they told me is that they will be bringing some African diaspora to Kenya, about 3,000 of them, for an event sometime in June, July next year. And the idea is to create unity amongst the diaspora. It is something that is trending, it is current, and you need to sustain it. Because the diaspora, when you talk about the African diaspora, we talk about all the African people in the Caribbean, in the US, in Canada, in Australia, wherever. And I know that some countries in Africa have done very well in terms of specifying and just doing that brand of tourism. One example is Ghana. I think you all know what they have been doing. And Kenya, we are, as I said, slow but sure. So we are here to support as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I am here to tell you that we will work together. I love culture because culture is life. We cannot resist it. All we need to do is embrace it, understand it, and that way we'll be able to have not just unity, but sustenance. We will even the environment in one way or the other is connected to culture. There are so many interconnected elements in culture that help us live in a better way, make better relationships, have better engagement, and have peace in the world. I always say, if some countries in this world were led by women, and if culture was allowed to take a front space, we would have less wars. And with that, those few remarks, I want to again say we will support you, and please let's keep in touch so that we can forge forward with this brilliant idea. Asante sana. Thank you.
Naomba tumpigie balozi makofi zaidi. Thank you so much, Ambassador Diana Kiambuthi. Thank you very much, and of course, for sharing when it comes to culture. And yes, we are in this together. And of course, just before I invite our chief guest this amazing morning, you know, when you think about the journey back to Eden, it's not just about obviously coming back home. And His Excellency so many times has mentioned that, of course, we are the home of mankind, of course, through Kobe Fora up north in Lake Turkana. I'm excited because it's an opportunity for people in the diaspora, you know, to come in as visitors and then, of course, transcend into partners. And I think there's something that you mentioned at the end there, which is nation building. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to take a look at the screen. This is testimonials of what Traverse and, of course, tour safaris are looking at doing. And this is what I want you to take a look at. So please look at the screen. Thank you. All right, so I'll allow them to work on that. And as they're working on that, so we'll come back to them a little bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, at this particular juncture, allow me to welcome somebody very, 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 very special to us all. Please just to share a few remarks and, okay, it's back. Okay, don't worry, guys. We'll come back to it.
If wildlife sector in this country collapse, it will go with 10% of our GDP. It will go with millions of jobs that are employed in that sector. And we've done research, 75 to 80% of all the visitors that come to this country, they are coming for wildlife viewing. So that is how important that sector it is. We work very well with communities to reimagine culture, because wildlife is connected to cultures and other things around communities. So one of our key pillars is working around with communities. So when you come to us, we are able to tell you just more than wildlife. We tell you how our communities, our Kenyans are connected with their nature. Now, the problem that we have is that for the longest, visitors in this country, whether they are coming for the medical tourism or they are coming for culture or they are coming for wildlife, they've only been utilizing less than 20% of what Kenya offers. When you hear anybody coming here, they tell you we are coming to Masai Mara, they're either coming to Magandi, they're coming to Amboseli, they're coming to Nakuru, and then everybody dashes to the coast. That is basically what I've described as southern Kenya. And that is less than 20% of what we are offering. Now, because of that crowding, what we are doing at Kenya Wildlife Service, we've decided to open up the entire country so that we are going to have options, and we increase our bed capacity so that we can be able to compete with other countries. So our key area of focus right now is the servos. The servos are bigger than some countries. Savo itself right now is bigger than Israel. It's bigger than Rwanda. I mean, when you are in Savo, you feel like you are another Kagame in terms of the landmass. That is where we have over 70% of our elephants. What are we doing in the Savos? We are increasing our bed capacity there. We are opening up our working with communities there. But above all, over the last 1.5 years, I have and my team been establishing the largest rhino sanctuaries in the world. This month, we are dropping the fence that used to be called the Nguria Rhino Sanctuary. That was 92 kilometers square. By next week, we are dropping that fence to form a Savo West Rhino Sanctuary that is going to be 3,050 square kilometers. We want to grow rhinos there back into the 2,000 and the 15,000 that we are in this country. What a better place to go when you have medical issues, where you can go and get natural therapy as you watch animals, as you sleep out and nothing hurts you. You feel the freshness. So those are the products that we would want to offer in the Savos. Then the other places that we are opening up is Meru National Park and Kola National Park. These are the forgotten places. Walking with lions. The George Adamson film was done in Meru and Kola. Those spaces are still there and intact. If you want to overfly with an helicopter for 1 hour uninterrupted, go to Meru and Kola. Those are the places that you sleep in open skies. And if you have anything therapeutic, if you want to see nature, that is where you get it. We've already gotten funding through our peers here and TPF to construct the Meru Mulika airstrip. That means from Nairobi, it will only take you 25 minutes to land into a wilderness that is not experienced anywhere else. Then we are opening up lodges there to make sure that people can be able to stay in those places. So any one of you here who is interested in setting up lodges, whether they are for therapy, whether they are for medical, kindly say chat me. I have enough spaces that I can offer you and people would come to this country. The next place that we are opening up is Sibiloi. How many of you have been to Sibiloi? What did you see, my friend? Yeah, oh, you are from there. Yes. Then you need to pick a few people here and take them so that they can appreciate the breadth that this country offers. If you go to Sibiloi, other than the infrastructure that you are trying to rebuild now, you will never wish to come back to Nairobi. It is fresh. I mean, the culture is just what you need. The things that you see in Sibiloi are not found anywhere else in this world. So we want to reopen up that space, create more bed capacity, make sure that we are doing another airstrip there so that accessibility becomes easier. We've put in a modern boat there so you can be able to go and just right in Lake Turkana. That is the only place you find the largest crocodiles in the world. And crocodiles that look timid, but something that you don't know, they hunt people. The crocodiles in Lake Turkana would hunt you down until they get you. And they are the largest. And it will be fun to go and watch them. See how they are playing around, yeah. And I can tell you all those dreams are possible because with the new conservation fees, and the PS is a witness here, is that the financial sustainability of Kenya Wildlife Service as your state corporation is assured. I know there is some bit of pain, but I can tell you, pain comes at night, and when the sun rises, all of you are going to be enjoying. I want you to hold Kenya Wildlife Service accountable in the sense that we must account for every shilling that we are now collecting from you, so that when you get into our parks, if you find the roads are not done well, put me on the spot. If you find that the signages are not done well, put me on the spot. If you find there are other products that you need and they're not there, ask me where is our 10, 11 billion going every year. And I will be one of the proudest DG to tell you this is where your money is getting into, because we want to make this country the best destination in Africa. And we are already there. It's been 3 years at Kenya Wildlife Service, and when I look back, I can only tell God thank you, because the dreams that we've had, that people thought that a black gentleman who comes from the remotest part of the Raka cannot be able to do, it is happening now. Can we clap for myself? Can we clap for His Excellency for giving us the space and the humility to make this Kenya a proud place? Let's clap for His Excellency the President. And with these remarks, allow me to invite our PS for tourism, the man who has been given the responsibility of turning around the dreams of this sector to not only make it profitable, but to ensure that the world knows what Kenya is. Welcome, welcome, sir. Let's clap for him, yes.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you very much. Wow, you know, the professor, you did a very good marketing. The only place you failed, you say that they will hunt us and get us, the crocodiles. I was wondering, now, when you say they will hunt you, so I saw so many people getting worried that the crocodiles might hunt on a light touch. Natasha, who is the group CEO of the Property Development Management, Ambassador Diana Kiambuthi, who is representing the PS Foreign Affairs, my brother, Dr. Singoe, and Diana has been playing a critical role in cultural diplomacy, and we really applaud you. Kea Wakesho, who is the CEO of Traverze Culture, who did a moving speech here. Lucy Kimanzi, who is actually the CEO Tour Safaris. We worked with Lucy when I was just appointed as PS Tourism, and Penina Malonza was appointed Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Tourism and Wildlife. Lucy came, and I can see she's still very, very vibrant and hardworking, just the way she was when we first met. I'm sure your tour company must be doing a very proud job in the country. All the CEOs present who have been introduced there, I don't need to introduce them because they have been introduced. We also have Irene Katumo from the Kenya Tourism Board and the entire, where the KTB team, can you stand up? KTB team. Yes, led by Irene Katumo. I think we were supposed to, I am actually making you stand, because if you don't take up the mantle and support this, the private sector that is coming with a lot of initiatives to be able to support tourism, then you will have failed in your duties. But so far, I'm indeed very happy that you are taking up the mantle properly. You may be seated. We also have Ngari from, Ngari, just a stand. Ngari is from the CS office, and he also plays a very critical role in coordinating very many important things that we need to be able to support in our country. All the industry players, I know we have the private sector represented here, probably other state departments might also be represented here, the fourth estate, and all protocols observed. Good morning. God is good, and all the time. Can we just do either high five to whoever is near to you? And you see, say, back to Eden. Back to Eden. You know, I used to be a teacher, so please, if I convert this meeting into a class, I worked as a teacher for many years. So if I make you turn into a class here, please don't worry. Because I began as a teacher far back in 1989 as an untrained teacher. And of course, since 1993 up to 2022, I was actually in the education sector, traversing the country to transform the lives of the young people. And when I joined tourism, nowadays I've forgotten the calendar of the exams. With the famous container we used to, every time we had exams, we used to wake up very early in the morning to, to go and see how the exams are being dispatched. Now, it looks like I've forgotten that calendar. The calendar I remember now is actually visiting my hotels to see whether they are offering quality service to our clients, looking at the tour operators, whether they are doing a good job, the tour guides, whether they are doing a good job, our aviation sector, whether they are really putting policies in place that promote open air and make it easy for people to travel to our country, foreign affairs and diaspora department, to see what they are doing. And of course, receiving tourists in whatever form they come, whether they are coming for conferences, whether they are coming for leisure, whether they are coming for medical purposes, whether they are coming for, investment purposes, and whatever purpose they are coming in, that's a critical role that we play. First and foremost, let me take this opportunity to convey the greetings of my Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Rebecca Miano. Actually, I am actually Rebecca Miano as I stand now. Yes, because we received the invitation, both of us, and the chief guest was Waziri herself, and she would have really, really, really loved to be here. It's just that because of unavoidable circumstances, she was not able to come. But I am standing here today on her behalf, and I will shortly read her speech. But just before I read her comments, because it's very important that I actually read the comments properly so that they come out as she may have wanted them to come, I want to take this opportunity to convey our greetings. And for me, because I'm a teacher, I don't want to believe that you have received our greetings unless you really show me that you have received. Have you received? Let me see by flowers. You have received? Yes. Now I'm happy I can continue. Very good. I'm very happy now I can continue. So she sends her greetings to you, and I will shortly be able to read her speech. But let me just make a few off-the-cuff remarks, just about 2 or 3, then I'll move to her speech. First and foremost, I think this is a very important initiative, and I can see Wakesho was really able to present, the insights of this particular program. And it's a blessing to our country. You all know that Kenya is a beautiful country that's compared to none. And as the Professor Kanga has said, we have actually not utilized a big portion of the touristic attractions that are available in the country. And the numbers that we are receiving, even though last year we received 2.4 million, and of course we are aiming to achieve much more higher numbers, and it is true that tourism is contributing very significantly to the economy of this country. We have not reached the potential. And so this program, among other programs that have been introduced to be able to attract tourists, is a very key program. Why? There is a very important program that has started in Turkana, that brings out Kenya as a home of human origins. And therefore, to be able to have this initiative, Back to Eden, it actually very well meets with that vision, which His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, has always been on the forefront to be able to invite very many people to be able to visit our country. And so I'm very happy that this has commenced, and I think KTB should be even more happy. There is a program that we started, One Diaspora, One Tourist campaign, which you can see the campaign now has gotten a lot of backup and so on. And so as PS for Tourism, I want to say that on behalf of the minister, I stand tall here, being very, very happy for what you are doing. We have launched a national mapping of tourism activities, niche products, spearheaded by our cabinet secretary. In fact, as we speak, we have consultants across the counties working hand in hand with the county governors and the CCs for tourism and the directors of tourism for each county to document afresh every tourist attraction in the country, with the purpose of not just documenting, but also packaging in partnership with the private sector, spearheaded, of course, through Kenya Tourism Board, to be able to highlight all the attractions that are there in the country, so that, as Professor Kanga says, so that we open up the country for people to be able to move to every area that they may wish to visit. They could go to Kericho to see the tea farms and so on, or they could go to Naivasha to see the flower farms, or they could go to any other section of the country to be able to see what the country offers. And I'm happy, DG, you better put up those facilities in those parks. And we also welcome the private sector to invest. I'm happy the big brands like JW Marriott, Serena, and many, many other brands are already doing some of the facilities far and wide to make it easy for people to come and invest and be able to get a place to spend, even as they come to enjoy what our country offers. And that's why His Excellency the President has played a very key role in ensuring that issues of visa and others are being addressed, and even the infrastructure, the roads that are being launched, like the Ronimau Summit and the others, are not just meant to promote business, to promote ease of transport, but also to make it easy for our visitors who come and they would like to visit every part of the country to move very easily. And therefore, when we have good roads, when we have airstrips, international airports like the one that's being built in Narok, then it becomes very easy for us to be able to move. Lastly, so that I can go to the speech, we have our Jamhuri Day celebrations coming, and this time around, the government of Kenya has recognize the critical role that tourism is playing in the country. And we have been given the theme. So tourism is the one carrying the theme for that particular week, from 8th to 12th. And the theme is tourism, wildlife, and mice. So I think you need to clap for yourselves for that. So I would like to see, you don't necessarily have to be at KICC, because tourism has been given, from 8 to 11th, meaning between 8 and 11 we shall have a lot of activities taking place to showcase the country, to speak about tourism. But I think this is something that is open, that every tourism stakeholder, whether you are doing it through TikTok, whether you are celebrating it in your county, whether you are celebrating it in your company, Hotel Serena here, I believe you will be doing something to showcase also that tourism has been given that week. So I want to call upon every stakeholder in the tourism sector and outside the tourism sector to do something in that particular week that will help project our country, market our country, portray the positive image of our country, and of course, use that opportunity to probably have as many visitors come as possible. So it's an open week for all of us, and I keep on saying, tourism, for your information, is not really, it cuts across all sectors. All of us have a responsibility, as a duty, to be able to do something in tourism. So we are indeed very happy. So let me go straight to the remarks by the Cabinet Secretary. It's gratifying to grace the unveiling of this visionary initiative dubbed the Journey Back to Eden. This venture opens a new chapter that will reintroduce Kenya as home of human origins. It is therefore with a deep sense of purpose that I join you in this seminal occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to start by recognizing Traverse Culture and Tour Safaris for conceiving and implementing this strategic venture that will no doubt enhance Kenya's appeal as a premier tourism destination. The story of the cradle of mankind is immortalized by the Turkana boy, whose vestiges are preserved in Nairobi National Museum, attesting to the fact that the first chapter of human existence traces its origins to Kenya. How fitting then that we launch a program that calls humanity, and particularly our brothers and sisters of African descent, back to their origin. Wakesho was actually moved, when she was describing, the African diaspora coming back to their origin. Back to their origin, all right? Back to their origin. And she said, in her own words, they're not just coming. They are not just coming for leisure, but they are coming to invest in the country, whether it is in the hotel sector, whether it is in the transport sector, whether it is in rail sector, whatever it is, but they are coming to invest. And I also want to add this voice, and this is the voice of the Cabinet Secretary speaking, that, hi, diaspora, wherever you are listening to the voice of Honorable Rebecca Miano, the call is that please come back to your origins. Come and invest. And I think you have heard the voice of His Excellency the President. Every time he speaks, he says, come back home, come back home. You come back, come and invest. I'm told the investment people are here. And their policies, they have put nice policies for people to invest, and we are very happy about that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important to honor the groundwork already laid by Traverse Culture towards igniting the Journey Back to Eden initiative. Beyond our vision, yours is a living and breathing reality. It is noteworthy that in recent years, your endeavors have brought over 300 diaspora visitors to our shores, assisted families in relocating and weaving their lives into our communities, and guided others in exploring investments ranging from housing to hospitality. The towering testimonies, including videos of arrivals at JKIA, relocation tours, and reconnection are ample proof that yours are met promises. Through the efforts of Traverse Culture and Tour Safaris, we can say with conviction that beyond being interested in Kenya, the diaspora folk are indeed returning home. The government of Kenya, led by His Excellency William Ruto, will build upon the bridge you have already assembled to bring humanity back home. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey initiated by Traverse Culture and Tour Safaris resonates perfectly with our ministry's mandate to promote and position Kenya for world citizens from all corners of the earth to visit. It advances our strategic goal to diversify our tourism, enrich every visitor's experience, and fortify Kenya's competitive spirit, especially in the tourism front. Aside from tourism, the initiative we are unveiling here today is about diaspora reconnection, cultural diplomacy, and investment mobilization, all converging to build a formidable national brand for Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, the African diaspora, more so in the United States, holds an estimated spending power of over $2 trillion. To meaningfully engage even a fraction of this resource base is to unlock transformative potential for our sectors, be they our small businesses or our local communities. So for our diaspora brothers and sisters, on behalf of the government of Kenya, I say, karibuni nyumbani. Welcome, welcome. Sinisikie kila moja akisema karibuni nyumbani. Hebu, 1, 2, 3, go. Welcome home. We invite you to reconnect with your roots, to explore, build, invest, and to raise your families in the land of your ancestry. Kenya offers a favorable climate all year round, has plentiful room for diverse opportunities in the economic front, and has a citizenry whose signature warmth and welcoming embrace is readily evident. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome leading investment institutions, for investment is the cornerstone of this call to return home. As the government, we shall hold the hands of Traverse Culture and Tour Safaris to guide our homebound visitors to channel their resources into opportunities that create mutual value, be it in real estate, agribusiness, creative industries, or technology, among others. With our comparative favorable cost of living, those that will heed to our call to return home will experience meaningful multiplier effects whose endgame will translate into a win-win outcome. I therefore wholeheartedly reaffirm our ministry's endorsement of the Journey Back to Eden initiative. As I conclude, I am reminded of the words of Emily Dickinson, described as a poet with an extraordinary ability to distill amazing sense from ordinary meanings, and who once said, "I am out with lanterns looking for myself." Emily's timeless insight squarely confirms that edged deep in the human psyche is a burning desire to find one's true identity. Kenya, by sheer providence, has the unique distinction to quench that desire. So let us take pride in this rare accolade and walk tall as we welcome the world to Kenya. Asanteni sana. God bless you. Karibuni Kenya. Welcome home. Welcome to Kenya. Thank you and God bless you. I'm sure you agree with me that the words of the CS are amazing, isn't it? God bless you so much. Let me see. Thank you so much.
Asante sana, makofi kwake PS tafadhali. PS, just before you exit, I'd like you to welcome you to a special opportunity. Bona PS, I'll ask you just to join us up on stage. I'll ask DG to join us up on stage as well. I'd like to welcome from PDM, Natasha Mutai to join us up on stage. I'd like to welcome Kia Wakesho, Lucy Kimanzi as well, that is from Traverze, and Tour Safaris to join us up on stage. Now, I'd like to welcome our CEOs as well to join us up stage, especially. Now, Kia, let me warn you, and I think it's a warning you will give to everybody that is coming back home. We cut a lot of cake. So they should be ready every single time when we are celebrating. We will be officially cutting cake. And ladies and gentlemen, this is just a celebratory cake to say that the journey back to Eden is now live. Yes, please. Ningependa pia Ambassador, I beg your pardon, my apologies for that. Ambassador Pia Diana Kembuthi to join us up on stage so that we can be able to officially cut this cake. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of us, this is where you get your cameras out. This is where you get your phones out. You are literally the people that will be telling the rest of the world that we are officially Eden and people are journeying back to us, right? Especially for the Kenyans that are here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Bona PS, for the rest of us, on the count of 3, Bona PS has led us in a new slogan, which is Karibuni Nyumbani. On the count of 3, I want us to specially get ready. So 1, 2, 3. What do we say? There we go. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. A journey back to Eden is now live. Congratulations. Makofi kwa tafadhali. A round of applause. Yes. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The journey back to Eden. Thank you very much. PS, Asante Sana. DG, thank you very much. Ambassador, our CEOs, Asanteni Sana. I'll ask them to exit the stage and take a seat as we officially welcome the closing remarks of this amazing day. Now, we'll be able to clear the cake. Please do not be in a rush. This is our cake for us to enjoy. So please get ready. We will enjoy the cake shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, just before we officially get the cake in, I think we are now ready with our video. Can we please play our testimonial? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kia Wakesho Simmons. I am the CEO and founder of Traverze Culture. We are a travel concierge company that specializes in humanitarian work, relocation assistance, business development, and now medical tourism inbound to Kenya from the US. Over the last 7.5 years, we have brought over 300 African Americans to Kenya through relocation, travel, business development, and now medical tourism. This initiative is helping African Americans and the global African diaspora relocate and settle into Kenya stress-free, and we emphasize integrate into the community. Yes.
So my name is Anita Chalmers. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I was born and raised.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so I spent the last, I want to say 30, 35 years in Texas.
Okay, wow.
Where I well, I guess in 35 years, I had several jobs, but the last year of being there in Texas, I am a retired federal law enforcement employee.
Yes.
And so yeah, that's where it's like the initial desire to move to the continent began. About 5 years in me thinking about retiring, that's when I started thinking about what am I going to do when I retire? Do I want to stay in the United States? What is my life going to look like once I retire? And of course, COVID hit.
Okay.
Once COVID hit, I was like, you know what? This is nuts. I'm getting out of here.
Okay, right.
And so that's really when I decided I'm leaving. I'm not gonna, retire in the U.S. I'm gonna retire in the continent. I knew I wanted East Africa, South Africa type of thing. And so I went to South Africa first.
Yep.
Because, everyone that I knew that had ever gone said, oh, it's a great, soft landing spot, go there.
Yes.
So I went there.
Yep.
Great. Loved it.
Loved it.
Then I went to Tanzania. I was like, I don't really speak the language. Kind of difficult to navigate that. Then I came to Kenya. That's when everything kind of changed for me because upon me stepping off of the plane, just going through the airport, there was I can't explain it. It felt different. I don't know. Like I keep saying, I cannot put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. For some reason, Kenya feels like home.
We have now launched our medical tourism program where we offer world-class healthcare to the global African diaspora. We have also partnered with Nairobi Hospital, Halcyon, and AAR to make sure that we give them first-class healthcare right here in Nairobi, Kenya.
Well, for Kenya, it took a lot of prayer. I knew my time in South Africa was done, and I wasn't ready to go back home. I'm going home when I retire to Malawi. And so when I was leaving South Africa, I wanted to go into the African continent, but I wanted some place that was going to be central so that I could hop on a plane and pretty much get anywhere in a few hours. I wanted some place that had ease of business. I wanted some place that was welcoming to foreigners. I wanted a place that, although it had all the amenities, felt like Africa.
It felt like Africa.
Yeah, it felt like Africa.
Yeah.
So Kenya ticked all of those boxes. And the more I started investigating and finding out it's like number 1 or number 2 for doing business in Africa, the immigration is pretty easy compared with a lot of countries. The fact that it is a hub and has always been a hub. The fact that it's a modern African city. When I say a modern African city, I mean you have all the amenities, but it's Africa. You know you're in Africa because there's that flavor, there's that vibe, there's that that Ubuntu, that life. Like I don't know how else to say it. That's just Kenyans a vibe.
Yes.
So I just knew Nairobi would be I said I'll start with Nairobi. If I end up on the coast or something, who knows where life takes me. But that was why I decided that I definitely wanted to come to Kenya.
Through our 120-day relocation integration program, we offer our clients land acquisition, development, and real estate advisory with our partnership with PDM.
My name is Antoine. We're moving from Texas. We're relocating here to Kenya. We bring in 10 family members. We actually love the country. We love the people. I love the culture, and I love the food. I've been eating a lot of chapati, and that's really good. And so we came here for opportunity. What's happening in America is like, we cool. We learned all we learned, and we want to bring it here. So in America, we run a janitorial business where we do handyman work and final cleans for all the big conglomerates that own real estate in America, like Invitation Homes, Progress Homes, American Homes for Rent. So we want to expand that out to here, and we also want to get into the manufacturing of tea, coffee, and flour, and processing and packaging as well here in Kenya to overall contribute to the economics of the country. As a black man, I'm 41 years old. Here, I'm not a color, I'm just a man. And for me, psychologically, that's a lot of weight where I can focus on upward mobility. I can focus on scaling. I can focus on verticals instead of having to worry about hierarchy of placement next to counterparts, should I say. So as a black American, this is a move that I really want because first of all, I didn't want to die in America. I just feel like something is a little bit off America spiritually. So it wasn't a place that I wanted to be. So I am fully invested and ready to leave. If it was up to me, I would stay. I wouldn't go back, but I need to do this the right way.
This isn't just another trip. This is reconnection. This is nation building. This is history in the making. You are welcome to the journey back to Eden.
I think you can do better than that. Wapi makofi tafadhali for the journey back to Eden. There we go. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. And I think from where I stand today has been a huge success, right? Has it been a huge success? Now, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap this beautiful day for us, I'd like to welcome somebody very special. The PS also mentioned it a little bit earlier. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this lady is changing the way people are traveling and coming to see not only Kenya, but East Africa at large. She has come to understand that there are different kinds of tourists, and she has personally, perfectly tailor-made different safari opportunities for each and every one of these individuals. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together to give us a closing remarks. The founder and CEO of Tour Safaris. Please a round of applause for Lucy Kimanzi to come through on the stage. Makofi kwake Lucy tafadhali. She looks amazing, right?
Lotan, I'll see you behind the tent. Good morning, everyone. I'm so grateful to God for this day. And just before I go into my closing remarks, allow me to tell my own story. It's not as moving as Kia's, but this is my story. In 2006, I was working for an organization that was funded by an African-American mission organization. The organization was here in Kenya, funded by an American organization, and they invited me to go out to the US. This was in 2006. It was my first time to the US. And my experience was very different from what I had been told. I had been told that African Americans do not like Africans. Who has been told that? Yeah, I was told that African Americans do not like Africans. They're not happy about us. They say we sold them into slavery. And so here I was. My ticket was bought by an African American. I was being hosted by an African American organization. I had no choice but to interact with African Americans. But ladies and gentlemen, my experience was very different from what I had been told. I received a very warm reception. I made lifelong friends, one of whom is serving on my tour board today. And my experience there was very different from what I had been told. And so I said that I must do something to change this false narrative because it's not true. Truth is absolute. So that narrative that African Americans do not like Africans was not truth because it's not absolute. And I began to seek out ways and means of how I can close this gap between Africans and African Americans. Over the years, I tried a few things, and lo and behold, along came the journey back to Eden. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And just like here, it's not just about business, but it's about fulfilling a longing I had for close to 20 years. That was 2006. Next year is 2026. And so I'm very grateful that I've been able to participate in this journey. And I realized any misunderstanding that was there was because of lack of information, not from a point of malice. Of course, I got the usual, how do you travel? Do y'all have cars over there? But that was not from malice. And I said part of my tourism package is when any African American comes to Tour Safaris, I will make sure they get stuck a little bit in traffic, just to cure that question. Jail have cars over there. So I make sure you get stuck in traffic so that you can ask me that question again. Yeah, and they said traffic will be caused by a Maasai passing with 100 cows, just to rub it in. Yeah, PS's people with their 100 cows on the road. Yes, I'll make sure tourists come and find and pass in Narok there, hapo karibu na kwako, and cross and find 100 cows crossing the road. So I'm so grateful to God for this opportunity. I want to begin to thank the office of the CS and the CS in absentia because she's really supporting us. I think we've been talking until 11 p.m. last night about whether she'd be able to make it this morning, and she really desired to be here, that much I know. So Mr. Ngari Gituko from the office of the CS, please pass our appreciation to the office of the CS. Faith, Joyce, I know they do a lot of work to make sure things happen there. We want to thank, of course, our chief guest today, PS, we used to call him Kitambo Pastor, John Ololtua. Wonderful man. We work together very well, and I see we are still going to continue working together well. Thank you, PS, for being our chief guest and for always supporting us. I want to thank all the CEOs that came to accompany the CS, the DG who has just left. I think Mr. Kinyanjui from TPF, Mr. Mwangi from TF, Bomas, I think he had to, KICC Mwaura, he came and went. And the entire State Department of Tourism, because we know that they're behind us. KTB is strongly part of the partners. That's why you see their logo going up. They've agreed to partner with us and just to give us that support. I also want to thank a special person. I want to thank our national carrier, Martin Gitonga, GM Kenya Airways. Thank you. Martin was the first person to respond when I sent this invite. He sent it in, he replied in all of 3 minutes. He just said, I will be there, and he's here. Let's give a clap to our national carrier, Kenya Airways, who I believe are a natural partner, as you can already see, of this initiative, even without it being formalized. I want to thank our sponsors, the people who paid the bills. Did you enjoy your breakfast? Natasha Mutai and Lona, PDM. Thank you, thank you. We want to thank the Office of the PS of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Korir Singoi. Thank you, Ambassador Diana Kiambuthi, for representing the, give our regards to the PS. We know he would have loved to be here. We were texting up to, I think, again late last night, just talking about the event, and we know that we have your support, so we are very grateful. That's why we are audaciously displaying the logo of the government there as well, the State Department of Foreign Affairs. Thank you very much. Our regards to the PS. I'd like to thank our service providers. Do you like this deco? Do you? Mercy of Milele Designs. Where are you, Mercy? She was... Let's give a clap to Mercy of Milele Designs. Yeah, we want to do everything with an African touch, and no one does it better than Mercy. Thank you very much. We want to thank Serena Hotel for the sumptuous food. Thank you very much. We want to thank all our staff, the staff of Traverse Culture, the staff of Tour Safaris. They have worked and walked and worked. Give yourselves a clap. And allow me to single out Maria. She's still holding her phone up to now. Maria is a one-woman organization. Let's give a clap to Maria. And Asha over there. These two have been the most harassed, I think, to put this event together, and we are so grateful for them. Thank you. And we want to thank all of you for making time to come here. Or DTB, Diamond Trust. They used to be, are you still called Diamond Trust or just called DTB? Diamond Trust Bank. I'm part of the larger Aga Khan network, I think. Anyone from the Aga Khan, just raise your hand and wave. Wendy, where are you? Everyone that is part of the Aga Khan group. Thank you so much for catching this vision. For catching this vision early and partnering with us. We are so grateful that you have partnered with us in all of 1 week of sharing the vision with you. Thank you, Lona, for being a vision bearer and taking it to Natasha. Thank you, guys. Let's give a clap to the Aga Khan group. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. We are so grateful. We look forward to working with you. In case I've forgotten anyone, please forgive me. But we are so grateful that all of you could make it. And we believe that the journey back to Eden is not an event, it is a movement. And it's going to take all of us. and it's going to move this country forward. In case you don't know, one tourist employs 4 people directly. So if you can increase tourism, not just as tourists, but as people who are coming to stay, these are jobs created, and it's at every level. It's jobs for the bank people, RMs, it's job for the wealth management people, it's jobs for house helps, because these people, they need nannies and house helps. It's jobs for everyone across the board. Excuse me. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
And please, let's say a big thank you to Lucy Kimanzi for making this day possible as well, yeah? Thanked everybody except herself, of course. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I told you we're going to keep it short and sweet, just under 90 minutes, and we have officially come to the end of this beautiful, beautiful day. Asanteni sana, just like Lucy said, thank you so much. Please turn to your neighbor and tell them thank you on our behalf. Mwambie asante sana. And now, it is important, like I said, and like everybody has said, the journey to Eden, the movement has started. It is time for you and I to get ready to welcome the thousands of people that will be coming to this particular facility. Ladies and gentlemen, at this particular juncture, we have come to the end of this beautiful day. Ladies and gentlemen, the PS is at home. He's already at Eden, so don't be under pressure with him. For the rest of you, feel free to exit at your convenience. Thank you very much, PS John Ololtua, PS State Department of Tourism, Asante Sana, DG KWS, Professor Erastus Kanga, who has already exited. Thank you very much to the Director, Cultural Diplomacy, Ambassador Diana Kiambuthi, Asante Sana, to the CEOs and ministry officials present, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Natasha, Asante Sana Kia, thank you very much, Lucy, Asante to all the friends, family that are here, members of the Fourth Estate Media as well, thank you all very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the PS set the mood for a class, and I will go and walk in that same protocol. Class has officially been dismissed. It is now break time. Go enjoy yourselves and build the nation. God bless you all. Asanteni sana. So I'll ask us briefly just to clear the exit as PS just makes his way out. I'll just briefly ask us to clear as the PS finds his exit.